This video was going to be me screaming into the mic for 20 minutes about how I can't play classic PS2 games like Bratz Rock Angels because I'd have to buy a pre-owned PS2 and then I'd have to look for the PS2 game and I'd only buy it considering it wasn't a gigantic, massive portion of my paycheck which brought me to Simpsons Hit and Run, right? Because I like that game. It's a game from when I was younger that I played, and it was a great title. I had a good time. I think a lot of people had a good time playing that game. And then I saw, while perusing retro video game websites, that it generally averages at about 115 Australian dollars if you want to play, if you want the privilege to play Simpsons Hit and Run without, of course, using an emulator or just, doing something like that. But the point still stands, okay? It's an expensive process to do legally, let alone if you want to get a whole other host of niche video games. But Simpsons games in the PS2 era or the GameCube era tend to be particularly expensive. But that's when I came across on the good old Googles, that The Simpsons tapped out. Now, I don't know if anybody, I used to play this at school, I don't know if anybody remembers that iOS game from way back when, but The Simpsons tapped out is sometime today, as of recording this, sometime going to be completely unplayable. It's already been taken down from the App Store, and it's going to be completely unplayable sometimes today. That means that there is no Simpsons game, essentially, on any modern... modern... Okay, just let it slide, okay? I'm frustrated. Any modern App Store or game store, Simpsons is just not there. Simpsons is basically just gone, right? And it's so bizarre because The Simpsons is such a huge, monumental franchise. It has made so many leaps and bounds across all kind of media. It's transmediaric, if that could be a word. If that's a word, I invented it. That's the one. That's it, right? So it's so bizarre. There've been so many great Simpsons video games, and then of course just in other media it's just so huge. I mean, they still do calendars. They still do officially licensed calendars of this damn franchise, but we can't get a video game. Now, frustration out. It brings us to, speculation. Probably pointless, sad boy, miserable speculation. But with a tinge of hopefulness that maybe systems like the Nintendo Switch 2 will change that. It's a great opportunity for new games to come along with big IPs. Maybe, fingers crossed, probably not. But with The Simpsons tapped out, going completely dead, going completely offline, it makes you think that there had to be some kind of plan, right? There had to be some kind of transition, something going on, right? You can't actively take down one of your own products and not be thinking about the future of that or future licensing of that. It's such a gross mismanagement. Honestly, it's such a gross mismanagement. If Disney or EA, the handlers of The Simpsons, whoever they may ultimately be in the video game department, if they are genuinely not considering future Simpsons video game titles, whether it simply be remasters for preservation's sake, it is a gross mismanagement. Because, I mean, do you not like money? I know you like money. So that's why I'm saying it's a mismanagement. Because these people who so desperately crave financial success in the media industry, companies like Disney. Clearly, they're doing something wrong because they're not capitalizing on something which, if done even to a small extent, could bring them very large wads of cash, is all I'm going to say about that. It's ridiculous. And obviously, there is community engagement. People have been wanting a Simpsons hit and run remaster forever. I mean, recently there was an article. Hold on, I'll pull it up. There was an article from Gaming Bible that was all over my Facebook page. It was called PlayStation Plus users united over Simpsons hit and run return. The article was by a gentleman named Richard Lee Breslin, and he wrote, as reported by Push Square, a list compiled by gamers on the Implicit Conversions Discord put The Simpsons Hit and Run at the top of the list of games that users would love to see on PlayStation Plus. The Simpsons Hit and Run topped the likes of GTA Vice City Stories, God of War, Ghosts of Sparta, and Silent Hill 2, the original. That's the end of the article snippet there. I always make sure I say it's the end of the article snippet there because I fear that my normal talking people might mistake for the article, even though that's a ridiculous thought. But in case you didn't know, because I didn't before reading this article, Implicit Conversions is a company that specializes in bringing classic video games to modern platforms. Their Discord is relatively large, but I think a lot of these gaming companies would find any excuse to do a Simpsons hit and run article, which valid, honestly. But it's just sort of amounts to my overall point that there's clearly financial incentive to just even do a HD remaster of one of their PS2 games, and they're just choosing to look away. It's this never-ending frustration when it comes to video game preservation that larger companies just have no respect for. Even television and movies, they always get their series dumped on some sort of ridiculously overpriced streaming service like Paramount Plus or Lionsgate Plus, Disney Plus, whatever pops up, right? They have all these TV shows in all their seasons in their entirety dumped on the platforms, and with movies as well. But that kind of respect isn't showed for video games at all. It's a really frustrating thing because there are so many avenues for preservation when it comes from movies, TVs, even other things like books and audiobooks and things. Whereas, we still live in a society. We still live in a kind of a frustrating society where there's such a large portion of adults, even in these industries, that think video games cause violence, or that video games are for children only, or video games are for nerds. There's still stigmas running so rampant, which is just such a ridiculous thing. I think a lot of people think we're so over that, but I don't think that's the case for especially a lot of these higher ups. That they just don't care. They just turn a nose up to something that could make incredible amounts of money and also make a lot of people, including myself, incredibly happy. So that's frustrating. Hopefully there's something in the cards for The Simpsons. Somebody doing something smart over there. I have a lot of fond memories with those old games and watching the show as well. So yeah, hopefully something happens. Anyway, thank you for watching. I want to know what you guys think. Am I being a little bit melodramatic, or are my concerns quite valid? Anyway, I don't know. This is Special Ops Seagull talking for Switch 2 Special Ops. I don't know. Blab, out of words. Meh. Goodbye. Bye.